What's going on guys, it's your boy Mr. Woz, and in today's video I'll be testing another moneymaker from the OSRS Wiki, and this time it's Pyramid Plunder. Now I'm going to go through all of these moneymakers no matter how tedious the task is, and I'll switch things up depending on what you guys want me to do in the comment section below. Now according to the OSRS Wiki, it doesn't really show you the exact GP per hour, but there is a 1k drop chance of obtaining a Ferroceptor, which is 4.1 mil. Now it is possible to get more than one within the hour, but we'll see. You can also gain a few 100k by collecting artifacts as well. For the XP rates, you can gain 190k thieving XP per hour at 81 plus thieving, or if you are 91 plus thieving, you can gain up to 255k, which is really good, as this provides the best XP rates in the game, very close to blackjacking. Now this minigame is more for XP over GP, but the method I'm using today is focused on GP per hour, but you can still gain a decent amount of XP as well. So as usual, there is some requirements in order to do Pyramid Plunder efficiently. So starting off with the skill requirements is to have a minimum of 21 thieving, but 71 thieving is strongly recommended. Or if you have 91 plus thieving, then you will be able to access every room, which gives you more XP. Also, you cannot boost to access high level rooms. I would also recommend having at least 70 plus in your agility, so you can run around the rooms without having to run out of energy. For the quest requirements, you will need to complete Contact, as it opens up access to the nearby bank in Sophanum Dungeon. You'll also need to complete the quest Feud, which loads a magic carpet ride to get to Sophanum. Or if you have completed the hard desert diary, then the carpet rides will be free. Now the only item I'd bring with me which is strongly recommended, and that is the Ferroceptor, so you can teleport straight to the Guardian Mummy, which is where you start the minigame. You can also sell this back to the Grain Exchange after you finish using it. So before I show you the gear setup, I'm going to show you how to get here. If you're using a Ferroceptor like I am, you'll use a teleport called Jalsava, I think I've said that right. You can also wield this item as well, as you'll be needing it throughout your trips. But yeah, it's a very simple teleport straight there, but after the charges have run out, you will need artifacts to recharge them, but I'll explain how to do that a little later on in the video. If you haven't got the scepter, then this is going to take a lot longer. You will need to go to the Shanty Pass and use the carpet ride there to Polnovich, and then run south, and then you're going to have to go to the next carpet ride, which will take you to Sophanum. As you don't have the scepter, you will have to find the mummy in one of the entrances, which can take a while, and it will also drain your run energy. So once again, having a scepter is so crucial, so you can borrow it off someone or you can try and save up for it, but make sure you get the scepter before doing this minigame. Now there is multiple gear setups for this minigame, but I'm going to show you the best. Wait, did I just get a scepter? Let's go back a minute. Oh shit, I actually did. I've only been here 15 minutes and I get a scepter already, that's insane. So 4.1 mil in my bank, that's very nice. Now there is multiple gear setups for this minigame, but I'm going to show you the best and most simple setup in my opinion. So I have my full graceful apart from the hood, as I'll be using a serpentine helm, which when wearing this you'll be immune to venom and poison. You'll also need to charge this with Zora scales, and you can buy them in a Grand Exchange for around 180 GP each. Next I have the Ferroceptor, as I mentioned before, and I have my Max Cape, which acts as an agility cape and hit points cape, which regenerates my hit points double the rate compared to the normal ×1 rate. But if you don't have this cape, you can just use your graceful cape and fill in the ring slot with a ring of dueling, so you can teleport to the Ferox Enclave to regenerate your stats, and use the scepter back to the minigame. You can also use the free minigame teleport to a bank as well every 30 minutes, so it saves charges on your ring of duelings. Now before I move on, I will show you an alternative gear setup if you don't want to use full graceful, but you will be spending a lot more money, so here we go. So we have full Justicia armour, which will negate all damage from the scarabs, as they will hit constantly, so having this armour will help a lot, but this does cost 47 mil, but obviously you can sell this after you have finished. You can also use a regen bracelet, which regenerates your hit points double the rate compared to the normal ×1 rate, as well as the hit points cape, as this does the same thing and it will stack with the regen bracelet. So these two items are really good, but you can't use the rapid healing prayers on top of these boosts. So for the inventory, I'm literally taking nothing with me, as you can see, but if you are lower than 70 agility, I would take 1 to 2 stamina potions, and if you haven't got a serpentine helm, then I would take an Antidote plus, which is really cheap, and you'll be safe from poison for 15 minutes, and I would also take a few pieces of food if you are very low level, so you don't die. Okay, so there are 8 rooms in total, and the first room requires 21 thieving, and the thieving levels increase by 10 when you pass each room, which goes to level 91 thieving at the end. Now when you start, in each room there will be a spear wall which has holes in, and you will have to left click on the holes closest to you if that makes sense, otherwise you're running too far and then you will take 1 to 4 damage, so try and disable the traps, and 9 out of 10 times you will be fine with this. Now once you are in the main area, you have multiple things you can loot, such as urns, golden chests, sarcophagus, I think I said that right, and doors. Now if you are here for pure XP, then I would loot as much as you can before passing each room. Now you can't stay here too long, as there is a 5-minute timer which is a green bar at the top of your client, and it will show you what level room you are in as well as your thieving requirement as well. But there is plenty of time to grab as much loot as you can, so not to worry. Now according to the wiki, for the best XP rates you will need to loot as many urns as you can. There is 2 ways of dealing with the urns. You can force your way through the urns for maximum XP, or you can search to pop open a snake. Now sometimes you will take 1 to 4 damage as well as getting poisoned, so having a serpentine helm or antidote will help. The golden chest is the best way to obtain a Pharaoh scepter, even though the wiki mentions it's a rare chance, but the method I'm using I'll explain a little bit more in a minute. Also, this is how I will obtain gold artifacts. Now the sarcophagus is the next best thing if you want to earn a scepter, but the artifact value is a lot lower than the golden chest, but opening this will give you strength XP instead of thieving XP, and sometimes you will spawn a level 84 mummy which you can either attack or run away to the next room. Now there's 2 exit doors to leave the minigame and 4 trick doors. 3 of the doors are fake, leading to nowhere, while the other 4 doors lead to the next room. You won't take damage if you open the wrong door, it's just RNG. Now when you loot the urns, the golden chest, sarcophagus, etc, you will always get artifacts, but the ones you want to keep is the gold ones, as they are worth the most GP, but you will only need to give 6 gold artifacts to the mummy at the start of the minigame to recharge your scepter, instead of 12 stone artifacts or 24 pottery or ivory artifacts. So here is some tips and tricks to make this minigame more efficient. So no particular order, I would loot the highest level room available to your level. So if you are 61 thieving or higher, I would just loot as many urns as possible in the previous room until the timers run out for the maximum XP rates. The next tip is you get 50% more experience for every action than the previous one, apart from the last room. So before level 61 thieving, you want to rush to your highest available room and loot everything and then leave the minigame, since the amount of time to reach the low level rooms is a lot shorter than the high level rooms. Now the next tip is only loot the golden chest. Now if you want the best chance of getting a scepter, just loot the golden chest like I am, and then run to the next room and repeat until you get a scepter. The higher your thieving level the better of course, but you can still do this at low thieving level, and I also did this for my loot from 10 hours if you want to check that out in the top right of your screen now, and I managed to get a number of scepters, so yeah, have a look at that video. The next tip is completing desert diaries. So if you completed the easy diary, you'll get 4 Pharaoh scepter charges instead of 3. If you complete the medium diaries, you get 5 charges. If you complete hard, you get 6 charges, and elite you get 8 charges, so bear that in mind. Now one more tip I can give you, and that is using the Pyramid Plunder world, which is world 493, and that is always busy, and when you want to leave to go to the next room for example, just keep an eye on the players around you, and when they pass to the next room, use the same door as them, as that is the same for everyone. Okay, so I'm coming up to the 1 hour mark now, and I'm really pleased with the scepter I got earlier, but let's price check all the artifacts I got as well and see how much profit I've made. Okay, so here is all the items I got within the hour, so let's see how much I have made. 4.3 mil, very happy about that. I can't believe I got the scepter so early as well, that just proves you can get lucky. I also made 134k from the golden artifacts as well. Now, minus the supplies that I used from the serpentine helm, I started off with 2,601 charges and I ended up with 2,451 charges, so I only used 150 Zora scales, which is only 28k. So my total profit is just under 4.3 mil, so very minimal cost in supplies and a nice chunk of GP as well. Now the XP rates I gained within that hour is 94k thieving XP. Now just looting 1 chest per room is still pretty good for that XP rate, and of course if I was looting all the urns I would have gained a lot more of course. Now there's so many ways of doing this minigame, but I found the method that I use is if you want to get the maximum GP rates and looting at urns for the best XP rates. So let's go back to the OSRS Wiki, and of course I didn't gain the 255k XP rates because I was only looting 1 chest, but I still gained 94k thieving XP, which is really good. Now I did achieve the 1 in 1k drop rate for the scepter, so that is a bonus, along with 134k worth of artifacts. But like I said, this is more of an XP minigame rather than GP, but like I said, you can get lucky and get a scepter. Now in the last video I ended with 4.2 mil profit. Now adding the profits from this video, which is 4.29 mil, my total profit is now 8.49 mil, so really pleased with that so far. So that is the end of the video, guys. If you've liked this video, make sure you give us a big thumbs up like always. Comment below on what moneymaker I should be testing next, and subscribe to the channel if you are new, and turn on those notifications so you'll be the first one to watch my videos. Until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.